It's time to start.
Oh god, we're starting. Torture wound, survival knife, duct tape, Monokuma plushie, panels, lighter. Okay.
Monokuma's account. What's Monokuma's account?
Monokuma's account is that the bombs were fake. But he never revealed this to anybody.
Right.
The killer
And only Sonia knew that the bomb.
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth shut. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds
is because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
So does that mean that Monomi told somebody?
His hiding place.
So the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone. Me, the Yakuza, would not torture someone. I'm not gonna be honest, that's not actually a great, Why did the killer have to torture Nag? I don't know if they had to, man.
I just had this whole
With
Monokuma's account.
Because, yeah, Monokuma's account is that the bombs were fake.
No, it doesn't have to do with this part. It's just in general. Because Monokuma said he never told anybody, and he knew the bombs were fake. Sonia said she never told anybody, and she knew the bombs were fake. The only other person who saw that the bombs were fake were Monomi. So who did Monomi tell? And why is she quiet now?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think anyone... That's the thing. It's just solely that. Is that even Nagito did not know. Nagito found out that they were fake after, probably, but none of us, all of us out here, besides Sonia, should have known that, or should have thought that they were real. What do I have again? Survival knife, duct tape, plushie, panels, oil lighter. What am I doing?
I have the guide up, so if you want, I can tell you.
Can you at least tell me what I'm supposed to be aiming at?
You are supposed to be looking for tortured Nagito.
Oh. So, are we stealing something?
Definitely the bomb's hiding.
Because tortured Nagito is orange, which means I'm refuting what Kazuichi has to say.
First.
So, why would you torture somebody?
To get information out of them. So if the bomb's hiding place?
Well, how would you communicate that information?
The duct tape?
No, duct tape would keep him quiet. We wanted him to talk.
So that's what I'm doing. Duct tape against tortured. Because yeah, if his mouth is taped up, then he wouldn't be able to...
Right, then the point would be not to... Oh, got it. Yes.
I'll go back.
Gotcha. I was there, I just was on the opposite end.
No, it's all good.
I was on the other side of the glass. Counter! Rebuttal.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that. Oh, fighting you so early. I hate you.
Like I said, I'm going all out. I just realized it's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime, you got caught in that trap.
I don't think so.
I already hate
Stupid bad at trial, Hajime.
Good. I'm so offended. Look at Hajime. Burned rope, survival knife, spear of Gungnir. I'm going to assume it's going to be one of the two weapons, but let's see what stupid idiot has to say.
Okay.
You can talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he was interrogated. That's stupid. But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Is he saying that they taped his mouth shut after?
Pay attention, this is how it went down. The killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then after they killed him, I was supposed to... Was I supposed to... What?
Do you want me to tell you this one?
So after they killed him is probably something...
Was I supposed to hit after they killed him with one of the knives?
Yes, that's the one you're targeting.
So we need to... What's the knife... What are your knife options again, Misaki?
Burned rope, survival knife, duct tape. It's hard to look because I'm like dying.
Right. Kazuichi seems easily confident. I should ask him why that is.
I wish I could cycle through them while Hajime is talking. I might need help on this one, Chris, just because it's not.
It's duct tape on after they killed him.
Okay, so we are on duct tape. Okay.
Yeah.
Because his mouth was already open.
Well, let me look at it. There's no doubt. There's blah 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 Hajime. There's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
It's because it's crinkly.
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
What?
We don't need to play a game. God, I want to play a game. It's clear that the duct tape was on the mouth before the torture even began.
Oh, because their blood was on top of it or something?
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something? Yes.
But that's not the
Are
point.
you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
Aw, she referred to him as Komaeda-kun. Dead.
Dead.
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around its mouth.
He was trying.
He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The mouth wasn't for the tape wasn't for torture, it was to keep his mouth shut.
The mouth wasn't for torture.
It kind of was for the rest of us. However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity. They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito. Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, that's freaking crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Huh? The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
Akane.
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Except for you.
She is out there with us. They just don't
Okay.
have her in the drawing.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. Right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames start burning from the very back.
Which means it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
We all set the fire. Dominoes.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect. Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
Miss Sonia, you have such an amazingly high intellect.
さすがソニアさん.
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Oh my god.
The reason for the fire, huh? They're right, we need to clear that up first. I thought the reason for the fire was to destroy, not a burned rope, Monokuma panels, oil lighter.
Monokuma panels.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. And lit the curtain on fire with the lighter. Some kind of setup?
They use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter. No, we're fighting out with the Monokuma panels.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, I could have ignited the curtain. Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with a sound
Shit.
wave.
Nope, I can't read.
Yeah, don't rule out
I was
sound
trying
wave.
to agree with you. It's blue, you weirdo.
Sounds are wave, you know. But to make a sound wave big enough to tip over the lighter, you need some kind of tool for
I
that.
just read tip it over before it finished
Yeah.
rotating.
So all you gotta do is present that tool.
You're a tool.
Whee!
The lighter.
It's my bad for not letting it actually finish. Through the lighter. So the lighter was already lit and upright, and then the panels would have knocked it over onto the curtain, is what I'm getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Perhaps opening the door. There it is.
Yeah, that was it. It was the next one.
Foolish of me to think I would ever cooperate with Kazuichi. Damn. I also agree that opening the door is what caused the fire. Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. No, a dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
Sonia, you were doing so well.
No, not the wind. They probably used the panels.
Domino.
The dominoes. A huge number of tipped over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right?
You're having a stroke.
Monopuma.
Monopuma.
Monopuma panels.
Monopuma sneakers.
It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were lying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin. Does that mean anything? The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect! Da-da-da!
Yeah. A domino effect? You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and then tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
Oh! Oh, I'm so glad we get this top-down view.
So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled the second. And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious those big panels were falling over? That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect. And one more thing, there was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Oh. They did one more thing?
They did.
Is it the music?
Yeah.
It could be.
Because the music would have drowned out the tipping, right? The
Because it was blaring.
Alright, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. I was like, was the music to drown out his screams or his attempts at going like, "Arr!" under the tape? But the MP3 player! The hymn blaring through the warehouse masked the sound of falling panels. And then some.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, there we go. It was this.
Jesus
That.
He sure is dead.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright light outside. A loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume.
Hey, do you guys hear something?
It's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap?
No, I'm not talking about the music.
As if on cue, it started.
So she heard
So
the
Akane was
clap
hearing
through
the
music.
yeah.
That's it.
Guess you got those muscle ears.
Ears are cardinal.
Ear muscles.
So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
We went through this same flashback.
I will be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Ooh.
It's not working because I wasn't
Be
aggressive enough.
aggressive. Be aggressive.
I shall kick in the door just now.
Pata.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by the Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the folding panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure. At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
A panel should not be that heavy. I'm thinking it had more to do with the rope. That Nagito's knife-stabbed hand, that rope is just burned and attached to nothing anymore. So...
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance into the warehouse.
If that door was the only entrance to the warehouse...
That means that the person that couldn't have gotten...
The problem is the killer couldn't have left?
Yeah, if they couldn't get through the door...
We couldn't take any merch!
We couldn't take any merch!
Ah. my mouth just ah. If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, my god. The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right? I didn't think it was ever even a thought that the killer was in the warehouse. We were all outside.
Then maybe it is like it's a Monokuma problem. There was the 17th person.
God, that would be so frustrating. Don't you dare, DG2.
Maybe that's why Monomi's not. Maybe that's why Monomi's
She's not here.
Talking. Maybe Monomi killed him.
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Oh, we were all outside the warehouse, you know. Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
POTV. Thank you for the follow. Huh? You don't mean... But if that's true, this murder...
Is this suicide?
Hajime, what do you mean? The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. What? Oh, I need the game to know I've not reached the conclusion that the characters have.
Game? Help.
Shit, what? Is it Nagito?
Nagito set it up so it would start a fire. Nagito set it up before he was
Killed. Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind. I have indeed reached the conclusion the game wanted me to reach. Never mind. I was worried. I was like, huh? What if it was Nagito?
What? Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know?
He wasn't just the victim, maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
When?
He was the victim, and he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
You saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. Look at him. There ain't no fucking way.
There's no fucking way this man's suicided.
No, but she's referring to just the fire, guys. Like, he had set it up and it backfired.
He set up the fire to fool us. The same way he set up the fireworks to fool us.
I mean, Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
The still frame on Chiaki just... Yeah. Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Chiaki! Need to discuss.
Well, I mean, one of the ropes was burned. Who's to say that it wasn't ever attached to something? Dude, he...
No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible. It seems impossible if you think about it, but... If this turns out to be an unaliving of the self, I'm gonna be so mad.
I don't think he unalived himself.
I feel like I'm overlooking something.
I feel like maybe he tied himself up and was planning to set the fire in the sense
Yeah,
of,
right?
like,
I think that's
to
where I'm
fool
at.
us. And then somebody came down from somewhere, some mystical other being.
To actually tie up your own
Monokuma.
arms and legs. It's
And
obviously
fucking
impossible. That's correct.
Killed him with all
Tying
the
just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail.
Dirty joke. Is that a dirty joke?
I think you shouted it at her. Just dirty joke. It's okay, right? I don't know what I'm doing, man.
You have it's. Do you want me to tell you that, or?
I'm gonna assume it's either the. Am I stealing something?
You are not.
Okay.
I feel like it has to be the burned rope though.
Is burned rope the right bullet?
Burned rope is the right bullet.
I feel like you're agreeing with Akane and using your teeth? Or something? Not that one.
No, you use your front. No, you use your front tail.
No.
Am I disagreeing with the impossible?
You are disagreeing with,
Like Fuyuhiko's first statement?
yes.
Just the first one right here. This?
Yes.
Tie up your own arms and legs.
Damn. All right.
Because if the rope is
I like that I
burned-
have the right instincts for what's supposed to go. Like, Aki was like, bullet, yes. And I was like, I think it's for this. But I don't know why. So I look forward to them talking after. Isn't that premise flawed? What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs would... No,
for your
it shouldn't have been both his arms. Oh, we're just bringing attention to the fact that not both his arms are bound.
Yeah.
Okay. Based on that, you
So
can't...
whether-
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, because it was burned, you can't tell if it was ever touched. Did you guys check the pillar to see if that pillar had rope on it?
No, we never did. It wasn't even an option. The only thing we
Yeah.
found... Oh, for Aki, one of the things that we found. You notice in this image, the weighted thing at the end of the spear, on the end of the rope?
It's got so much blood on it.
That section doesn't have blood on it. Do you see that? Where it goes, it's
the
like
bottom of
bloody.
it?
Yeah, it's like bloody at the very big weighted end, and then there's a gap, and then it's bloody again.
Oh, yeah.
On the metal rafter beam above Nagito, there is a section that has just a stripe of blood.
Mm.
So I'm wondering if those are connected somehow.
Mm.
The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up. That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then. I should know I did it.
But
No.
you can't prove it. You can prove that he has rope on his hands, but you can't prove that he was tied to something.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it. There is. Proof that the burnt rope is a trap. His right sleeve. The knife. His sleeve. His sleeve?
Yes. Yes.
didn't-
Because you actually don't have a whole lot of time. Yes, it's right sleeve.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
forget that you only have like a actual minute, so we don't have a lot of time to argue about that like the other stuff.
Take
Sorry.
a close look at his right sleeve. No, it's all good.
Oh, cool. Let me see it.
Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Like, why did the
Right.
fire stop there? Like, why did the fire...
Aki's right. Okay.
A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance, so it would look like it burned in the fire.
And Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yep, so he tied both of his legs first. then
Yeah,
tied his
that
left
should be the
arm.
case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want. Miss ma'am, we are in a trial. Be horny later.
Akane! You should not give it away for free! Make sure they pay you first! Sonia is
Sonia's the
sex
owner of
worker positive.
OnlyFans.
Let's go. She's like, no, never for free.
Sonia is an OnlyFans manager.
That's definitely wrong. No, Fuyuhiko. Let a girl do what she wants. Oh
The
dear.
girl-
2012, guys. 2012.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
I love that.
That's so expensive too. Like, why did you get such an aggressive amount?
I mean,
That's what
there'd
she's
be
worth,
people-
I guess.
I mean, yeah. I think there'd
That's
be a
the
lot of
price
people that
she
would pay
said.
that.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
That happened.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin. Wait,
No,
you
girl.
didn't pay him, did you?
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back? What is happening? Hold on, there should be a way. Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin for the 10,000% interest.
Give back. I gave it to you.
What is
A
happening?
way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand.
Pull a
If you
string?
dropped it, yeah.
Yeah.
That would suck though. I can't believe we're entertaining that he might have done this to himself. I can't. I'm agreeing with Fuyuhiko. As fucked up as Nagito was, that's excessive.
He was delusional near
But
the
that's
end,
excessive. There's definitely an answer for this. Yeah, sure. I believe in us, Hajime.
I don't know what it is, but there's
There sure is
definitely
an answer somewhere. Torture wound.
Ah, blood on girder, blood on girder. Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand? I love that it's Fuyuhiko who's been... If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
I mean, technically, we'd have to be really good at aim.
Yeah.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife up somehow and slammed his right hand down on it.
Nah, but it's...
Propped it into what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand. You tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm using blood on the girder to prop it up somehow?
Would you like me to tell you if that's correct?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Okay. Do I have
That is
either half of
incorrect.
that correct?
Yeah, prop the knife somehow correct.
Oh, okay, it's just a different bullet.
It's a different bullet.
If Nagito could only use his right hand to stab his right hand. I love this fucking the thought process. Is it just knife?
It is not nice.
Am I stealing something?
You're not stealing something.
What the fuck? Torture wounds?
This one's tough. This one's tough. It's not torture wounds.
The plushie? Wasn't there a plushie?
Oh, there was a plushie with a hole in it. There was a plushie with a hole in it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Aki's so smart.
I'm sorry.
I love Aki.
My brain was just like in the photo. I saw Monokuma standing there. I didn't know what the hell
Oh my god, yes, I forgot that there was a Monokuma doll with the hole through it.
Yeah.
I literally.
You must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Meet more.
Oh, would you look at that? There's a big hole in that plushie stomach.
He inserted the knife handle into the hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his knife onto it.
Oh, that's just such a painful visual.
Like
Ugh.
a freaking psychopath. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. It also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the
How the fuck did
plushie
he get
came
all the way
from
over there?
Naruto after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand. Damn. That's messed up.
How did he get the
I see.
back
So that's the trick.
leg?
What?
I'm trying to understand. Like, I know we're obviously gonna go through it, but like, if we go with the idea that he stabbed himself with the knife, and then the spear was tied to the rafter and like
Fell on him.
fell or was pulled, right?
Mhm.
How did he get all the gashes in his thighs and his arm?
Well, he would have done that first.
I don't think that he would have had.
But he wouldn't have lived that long.
Yeah.
Like he would
That's what I'm
literally,
thinking,
we're
like-
going on the assumption that in this situation, what we're imagining is that Nagito tied up his legs, tied up his arm, and then had the Monokuma ready to with the hole so he could put the knife in it, but before that stabbed his own legs and arms, other arm, and then put the knife handle side down into the bear so he could just bonk his hand on it, and then laid there waiting for the spear to hit him in the stomach. That's nuts.
Man was fucking losing it.
That's a lot.
Genuinely-
Sakura just drank something and sat in a room. Like,
I mean, he is.
dude.
He is extra dramatic. But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something. The bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off towards the fire's origin point. He probably thought that the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko? I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Yeah. Basically, you're saying Nagito literally committed seppuku by impaling himself with a spear, right? Why? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? Well, now we're going to blood on the girder. He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it. And his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first. And as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
Jesus Christ. There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by... What?
Yup. That's all.
Kelly would put in chat, Aki did it when this line is on screen. Ah!
Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Ah!
Now
hey,
say
what's
it
up?
with your nice fancy accent.
If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
No.
I'm dying right now. God, why? Why?
So big.
What do you want to
big.
bet when I click away from this? Kazuichi's gonna say something.
Oh, 100%. That man does not know when to shut up. Yep, there it is.
Oh, you didn't say anything.
Not yet.
Look at that face. He's thinking it.
He's processing.
He's processing. Hey, Sonia, what did you just say? Say that again.
Can you say it again for me?
Yeah!
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Calling the man out. Like I still say it again.
I lost my
You had
headphones.
me the first time.
I threw my head back laughing so hard and my headphones flew off the back of my head.
You would die instantly.
Say it one more time. I need to record it for reasons.
Hey bastard, you better cut it out.
And like she said, in that condition, it's still very difficult to stab yourself with a spear, no matter how big and thick it is.
Puts her hood up because she's embarrassed.
It'd be hard to use the spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So, you're saying it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that. One more time. Still looking at him. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty. I could never believe that.
You say you can't believe it. You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too. You just shut your mouth! It's against the rules to interfere with everyone! Hey, she talked for the first time. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own! Gah! Monomi sassing me!
But it's just as Monokuma said, we've been betrayed over and over again so far, so... This might also be the same... Calling this an unaliving takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
She said it. She said the thing.
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me. As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe there's no killer. But suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so? But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition. I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's me. What kind of way?
Kris finally gets to talk to himself.
I don't know.
It's been a while. Kris did
And
this
for the
earlier.
record, I talk to myself all the time.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure it out by myself, so let's think about it together. As a family. That's how we made it up.
You.
Sorry, what?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Talking to Chiaki.
That's how we made it this far up until now.
Everyone working together. She's right. We made it through several ordeals up until now by doing that. Even now. Let's do this! Blood on the girder. Probably. Blood on the left hand. I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stealing something. Let's find out.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
And that rules out his left hand. If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth? Or his front tail? I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What are you saying?
I'm blushing, Miss Sonia is freaking awesome.
Hard and thick, Miss Sonia. Hard and thick.
No!
Wait a minute.
I regret everything in my life up until this moment.
Hold on, I thought it was kind of confirmed that Sonia was not a... She cashed in her V card.
Oh.
Maybe she actually thinks it's actually a tail.
Oh. Alright, so... What did everyone just say?
Maybe she cashed it in when her and Gundam went to go exploring.
She already left with Gundam. She already left with Gundam. She already left with Gundam.
Errors in your chat says hockey.
Even if his arms and legs were tied up. Also, it's about his. Are we disagreeing with ruling out his left hand?
Left hand is involved.
Are
The
we
blood on the
stealing?
left hand is... Yes, that is your bullets.
We're stealing it.
Yep. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. I like
Counter.
disagreeing with Kazuichi. Be wrong.
Being correct this entire trial, actually.
It's still too early to dismiss the possibility he used his left hand.
Oh, well, why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know.
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand, don't you think it looked strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off.
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of the bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural blood stain, but what's wrong with it?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit.
I'm not good at that.
If there's blood on the palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
It was in a fist. It was closed. Gripping.
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 Gripping. Firmly grasp it!
Firmly grasp it!
Oh, when the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange looking blood stain on his palm and back of hand. I knew she was gonna say that.
He was grabbing his front tail?
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear!
Oh.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild.
Well, sure.
He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself. Like, this
Yeah,
thick.
it's a stick.
That's the problem. Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Chiaki?
Chiaki's thinking.
Don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
Leave
So
us
easy.
alone!
I'm so eepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV. Smack it.
Ah, I got it, maybe. Huh, really? Yeah, I think like I thought, there's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
The cord?
Mm-hmm.
The blade! Yeah, of a spear! Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding onto the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of the cut-off section about the same size as the human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? Then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord. You want to wrap the spear around and then stab himself, right?
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides, right, Chiaki? I'm sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily. Nagito was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear? The blood on the girder, folks. The blood on the girder. The blood on the... It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
That might not be a bad idea. It is.
It is time to go.
Yeah. We can keep going though. I just want to let
Shouldn't it actually get to a halfway point?
I think
We
that's probably
are kind of close.
Like I say, I feel like this probably is it, but the fact that
Well,
they're, like,
I would say we're probably about maybe 15, 20 minutes from the halfway point.
Oh, even though Sonia just said we're gonna have a tea time?
That was more of a just fun dialogue.
Oh.
We still have a few things to do.
Well then.
That being said, I'm pretty confident that with this, we can definitely get through this trial on
Thursday!
Thursday, yes.
Oh my
gosh, We'll be
my
here for
spine.
I forgot that we are not doing it on the Sunday that I'm not gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not doing it on that Sunday though, right?
So yeah, this upcoming we're not playing on the 3rd or the 10th.
Misaki busy.
Okay.
On the 10th, I am going to try my best to be back in time for D&D though.
Okay,
I
cool.
shouldn't have obligations. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Just keep us posted.
Worst case, I'm late.
Yeah, it's fine.
One more time, just in case.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Ring.